I'm sure Motorola didn't see this coming from Samsung. Now these are the only two phones that provide IP68 rating, wireless charging, USB Gen 3.2 and a proper 3x telephoto camera, all under Rs 35,000. But which one of these two phones should you buy during this mid-summer sale season? I'll help you find out. Well, if you're here for the first time, I'm Irshad. You're watching Track and Tech English, your destination for detailed, incisive gadget reviews. So, let's check the performance first. Of course, the Exynos 2200 in this price range is more powerful than the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3. Therefore, in Antutu and in Geekbench, Samsung scores higher than Motorola. And I played Genshin Impact for 30 minutes and Samsung also had the higher average frame rates. Expected, the graphics performance is better, but Samsung did get definitely hotter than even Motorola. In fact, even when I was doing the camera testing in this peak Indian summer, phones do get hot. Motorola also gets hot, Samsung also gets hot, but Samsung gets hotter than Motorola. Also, I noticed another very interesting thing, the UFS saga. So UFS 2.2, UFS 3.1, right? The UFS 3.1 storage used by Samsung definitely has higher sequential read speeds. But Motorola's UFS 2.2 has higher sequential write speeds, random write speeds, and random read speeds as well. Optimization. Just to double check, I also copied 10 different files of, about 20.92 GB data. And I did this in the internal storage from one folder to another. Motorola was definitely faster than Samsung. Clearly, we need to reevaluate how we're testing products because specs don't really mean much. Now, both the phones have a 4500 mAh battery, but I noticed that Motorola had slightly better battery life than Samsung. Now, in my moderate to heavy usage with the H50 Pro, I got on an average 6 hours of screen on time. With Samsung, I got about 5 hours. The H50 Pro also supports faster charging speeds at 125 watts. But even if you buy the base variant, which has a 68 watt charger inside the box, it's definitely faster than the 25 watt charging speed supported by the S23 FE. Obviously, when it comes to battery life and charging speeds, the H50 Pro is better. As for the network performance, both are absolutely top notch. I got great call connectivity, the earpiece quality is very good, the mobile data works absolutely fine. But what's not okay, however, is the fact that lakhs of people watch our videos, but only 5 to 10% of you guys subscribe. Why so? Chalo, hit that subscribe button and help Track and Tech English reach 1 million by the end of 2024. But what's not okay is the camera app on the H50 Pro. It stutters a lot, especially when you're using the portrait mode or video recording. In comparison, Samsung's camera app is definitely smoother. Anyway, let's start the comparison of the pictures captured by these two phones. Now, the primary camera on both these phones do capture a lot of detail, but the colors are a bit of a hit and miss on both. Now, despite using Pantone for tuning the colors, H50 Pro definitely gets the greens wrong here. But in the second sample, the Nintendo Joy-Cons look close to accurate on Motorola compared to Samsung, which gets it wrong entirely. Now, the skin tones are Pantone validated on the H50 Pro, but they're accurate only with the telephoto camera. With the primary, we often got shots that had a yellow skin tone problem. But it's not like Samsung's better either because it captures red skin tones. So neither of the two capture accurate skin tones with the primary camera. But one area where Motorola beats Samsung is in HDR performance. Every single high dynamic range shot that I captured was better on the H50 Pro compared to the Samsung Galaxy S23 FE, especially in terms of highlight control. Even the low light pictures have better color temperature and are sharper on Motorola compared to Samsung. In fact, if you take a look closely at this specific area, Samsung also has a lot of moire issues. By the way, when I shot the same scene using the telephoto cameras on these phones, I noticed something interesting. Motorola uses the 3x telephoto for night mode shots, but Samsung actually crops in 3x to the primary camera. Look at the aperture value here. And this means Motorola performs better in low light with the 3x because you do get more details and sharper textures. In fact, telephoto sharpness and dynamics is better on Motorola in general, whether you're shooting in low light or daylight. Ultrawide, on the other hand, is better on Samsung. Now, while the color sense consistency is similar on both, I noticed that the low light ultrawide performance was actually really good. By the way, Motorola's ultrawide angle camera can be used as a macro camera, but while Samsung doesn't tell you that there is a dedicated macro option, you can actually go very close to the subject using the 3x telephoto camera and get macro shots. But you'll be like, Irshad, you can shoot with the 3x on the Motorola as well. Well, the focusing distance is not that close. Also, another area where Motorola beats Samsung is in selfie performance. Now, while the sharpness is similar, the skin tones are more accurate on Motorola. In fact, even the portrait mode looks better with better edge detection, and the low light selfies are better on the H50 Pro too. However, Samsung just sucker punches the H50 Pro into oblivion when it comes to recording videos. Not only can Samsung shoot at 8K 24 FPS, it can also shoot at 4K 60 FPS using the primary camera. Motorola tops out at 4K 30 FPS. And Motorola's video recording quality is not bad, but Samsung's is just way better. It's proper flagship class. So whether you're shooting in daylight or low light, Samsung is the phone to go if you want great video performance. So 4K video recording on the Samsung Galaxy S23 FE and the Motorola Edge 50 Pro. Samsung can do 4K 60 FPS, Motorola can do only 4K 30 FPS, the dynamic range performance is better. Now, evaluating the software experience on both these phones was the toughest thing to do for me because Hello UI and One UI based on Android 14 are both very premium software experiences. In fact, both the H50 Pro and the Samsung Galaxy S23 FE will get software updates up till Android 17. But in terms of regular and timely software updates, Samsung's better than Motorola. Samsung's already gotten the One UI 6.1 update based on Android 14. Now, I hope that Motorola's promise of providing 3 years of software updates, they keep up to it. Fingers crossed. Let's hope it happens. In fact, with the One UI 6.1 update, Samsung has also introduced a bunch of Galaxy AI features. We did a video on that. If you haven't watched it yet, go check it out. On the flip side, if Samsung has DeX, Motorola has Ready For. So Hello UI is also pretty good. In fact, Moto Gestures, Moto Secure Hub, a lot of things are great about the software experience on Motorola. But when you look at it overall, I would pick Samsung for giving you more advanced features and giving you generative AI options as well. Now, Motorola has a curved display where Samsung has a flat one. Now, I generally prefer flat displays. Similarly, you can have a preference too. What is that? Let me know in the comments below. However, Samsung's bezel situation is not very attractive, you see. Furthermore, Motorola has Pantone collaboration as well. So the display color accuracy is better too. Look at the skin tones here. Yeah, you can see the difference. And in this Interstellar HDR video, you can see some brightness peaks and Motorola is definitely brighter than Samsung. So 2000 nits versus 1450 nits in action. Now 2000 nits is peak brightness when you're watching HDR content. What matters is real life brightness when you take the display outdoors. But I can't really tell the difference in brightness between the two displays. Both are equally bright outdoors. Now with all things considered, including that 144Hz refresh rate and the higher 1.5K resolution on the display, Motorola is technically better at display quality. That's not it. Even the speaker sounds richer and fuller. Take a listen to it for yourself. Although the haptic feedback experience on Samsung is definitely better than Motorola. Now, design-wise, both have their own appeal, but while Samsung is heavier, objectively, I found the weight distribution to be better. Yeah, recently I noticed that the H50 Pro is actually kind of top heavy. Also, Samsung is all glass, so you get Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection on the back and the front as well. But Motorola, on the other hand, has a vegan leather back. Do you prefer glass or vegan leather, and what feels more premium to you? Let me know in the comments below. But grippiness wise, I think vegan leather is better. By the way, we don't know what the front glass on the H50 Pro is. There are conflicting reports everywhere, but nothing's concrete. Now, truth be told, both the phones have really good build quality and design as well. There's nothing separating the two really. But there's one thing separating the two, and that is the inbox contents. Because Motorola gives you a proper environmental friendly package, but it also gives you the charger in the box. Along with that, you also get a case as well. Inside the S23 FE's box, you'll get only the cable. You know that. So, the H50 Pro and the S23 FE are at their lowest prices right now. The H50 Pro is 28,000 and the S23 FE is 34,000. There's only a 6,000 gap between the two. Now the question is the S23 FE an outright better phone than the H50 Pro for that 6,000 more? Not really. Because the H50 Pro is better at these things: display, camera, battery life, charging speeds, and inbox content. And the S23 FE is better at build quality, performance, software experience, software updates, and of course, video recording. So with that distinction, you need to figure out what works for you. But there's one undeniable truth. Samsung has better brand value than Motorola in India. So hope this video helps you in figuring out which one you should be picking. Happy shopping. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep tracking and stay safe.